Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So we back with a part 2 because the young lady who did the part 1 did a part 2, and we're going to speak on that. Why Black women are the least married, and you know that they got triggered because they always get triggered. But let me go ahead and share my screen, and then we're going to come back and cook. Here we go.
And that's okay. I stand on everything I said. But since y'all are having such a disconnect, let me go ahead and break it down for you. You don't have to go to college to find a man. But what's not common is you don't see a lot of Black women sitting in the audience either engaged or married, even though we are the most enrolled. On top of that, 1 in 4 of us are married. So even though Black men marry us at higher rates than they marry outside of their race, and they are the demographic that marries interracially the most, they're still not marrying Black women at substantial rates compared to other races. White women almost double in marriage. What I'm speaking to is a mentality. Black women is the only group of women that says things as a collective. I don't need a man. I'm strong and independent. Fuck a nigga, get money. I can raise my kids on my own. I can do everything by myself. We're the only group of women that disassociate ourselves from our men. And the very moment that they come with their preferences in response to our standards, we have the audacity to say things like they're insecure, sassy, zesty, misogynistic, or they just simply hate Black women. Y'all don't practice what you preach. A lot of y'all are trying to heal from the hurt that your father caused, and you taking it out on every man as if you dated every Black man, and then we'll have the audacity to say, well, these men are not doing this, these men are not doing this. The definition of insanity is doing something the same way, expecting some different results, and y'all keep doing stuff the same way because it's a mentality. So I'm fine if you want to argue, but make sure you can substantiate what you're saying, because I can. I know.
So we're going to go ahead and stop sharing. And she's absolutely right. But we know all of what she's saying. We know that stuff already. But Black women are so hard-headed that they act like they don't know. You know what? You still don't understand family. You still don't understand finances. I don't know what they're arguing about because they're all in her comment section. You know what I'm saying? First of all, deflecting again about the marriage thing. And then they're deflecting again about, you know what I'm saying, what she's talking about. And I don't go to college to find a man. That's actually part of the problem, right? Black women still, I'm just going to extend the conversation about finances, about family, and what Black women do not understand about any of this stuff. And this is why you're not prepared for being in a family. Y'all are not prepared for none of the stuff that y'all want because y'all value system is so bad, it's so off that, and you don't bother to understand anything about what anybody's talking about when they come outside of your echo chamber to tell you something. You still don't understand finances and family. Black women always put wealth and leisure and education, wealth, leisure, and education above and beyond family, health, and spiritual, but particularly family. And that is the very essence of the lost value system. They put wealth, leisure, and education above and beyond anything having to do with family. Who they are connected with, who they have relationships with, doesn't matter until the wealth and the leisure and sometimes the education, until that is dealt with. This is the essence of the lost value system, right? It's due to the very backwards mindset and way of thinking that Black women have is the reason why the family, don't have the family to produce the wealth. You don't have the family to produce the wealth. What you're looking for, see, Black women think wealth comes from a bigger paycheck from a job and a large tax return. That is not wealth. That's not doing nothing. That's not doing anything. That's not doing nothing for you long term. That's not doing anything for the community at all. That's not doing nothing for nobody. That is not how you get wealth, getting a bigger paycheck from somebody else's corporation that you're working in. You don't understand it. That's not doing nothing more than the rat race, getting these high, even getting a higher paying job. Okay? That's nothing more than the rat race. And one of the functions of the rat race is to either maintain poverty or maintain just making it. You know, somebody that did a breakdown hierarchy of the payment, the paymaster actually was Anton. Anton Daniels actually did a real good breakdown, and some people didn't want to hear it because of the terminology he was using, because he was saying, you know, master slave and stuff like that. Because sometimes y'all don't understand nothing but foolishness. So the poor man got to say it in a way for y'all to pick it up what he's saying, and some of y'all still didn't pick up what he was saying. What he was referring to was the rat race. You actually don't want to be one of the participants of the rat race, because you're either going to remain in poverty or you're going to be just treading water just above, no matter how much money you make at a job, because somebody's always running it. That's not wealth. Wealth is something that you have to create for yourself by tapping into the energy, the proper energy, in order to get wealth. I'm not going to go too far into it, but that energy is going to need to be positive. But before you can get to that point, you got to be understanding and preparing to be in a family. Y'all don't understand the route, the road to wealth is actually this 10 life value system. That's the road to wealth, not to a job, not to a higher paycheck, not to making sure your tax return is fat. Not none of that. This is the road to the type of wealth that y'all talking about. But you gotta have your life in order. A lot of y'all are not prepared for family because you're not prepared spiritually or health-wise. This is actually why Black women are the least married, because you don't prepare for number 3, because number 1 and 2 are too jacked up. This is what we be talking about on this channel. Dealing with your mindset, dealing with your spirituality, because your mindset comes from your spirituality, because all of the things that's enwrapped in that, your moral code, you know, your principles and your values and all of that type of stuff is actually wrapped up and guided by and directed by your spiritual value. Because that's so jacked up with y'all, there's no way we can get to successful family and healthy family, because you don't deal with anything in your spiritual value. A lot of y'all are just trifling and mean and evil. A lot of y'all are just that. That's just what it is. You're mean-spirited. You're hard-hearted. You don't got no empathy. You don't have no sympathy. You know what I'm saying? You're just not good people, a lot of y'all. Just not good people. We can have a conversation with you and figure that out. That a lot of y'all just don't have, you're just not good people. Period. You're just not good people that people want to be around and people want to do stuff for and people want to have. You're just not good people. I don't know what to tell you. You're not good people. Horrible people. A lot of you. Horrible people. Not people that you want to be around or you want to associate with or you want to spend your energy with or you want to exchange ideas or energy or anything like that with, because y'all are so negative until it's just tiring. It's draining. A lot of y'all are energy vampires. Okay? Just draining people for what they can get out of them. And then people just stop messing with you because it's so toxic to be around you that it's draining. It's mentally and emotionally draining. So y'all spiritual value so messed up. Then your health. We just talking about your health. Not only are you obese, these BB, I'm tired of looking at y'all BBLs. Listen, I looked at a video of Kiki Wyatt, and you know Kiki Wyatt is a hyena, but she's a talented hyena. Okay, Kiki has a beautiful voice. A beautiful voice. I can listen to Kiki sing all day. But Kiki is a bird. Okay, Kiki is a hyena. Okay. I was watching a video of her recently, and she had the worst BBL. that I could ever imagine. Now, Kiki had a nice natural body. She had all them kids. She didn't get too crazy fat or big or anything like that. You know, she kept shapely and stuff like that. You know, she was thick, but she kept shapely because she got about 8, 9, 10 kids, something like that. And she got the worst BBL. It like somebody filled up a wet, like paper grocery bags full of wet diapers and chuck pads and just keep it damp and then stuffed it in her pants. It looked about bad as K Michelle's. It was just not as big as K Michelle's. But it looked about bad. It was wrinked, dimply. It was bad. And why am I bringing it up? Because why does she need that? Why do y'all do that to yourselves? As much information that is out there, research that has been done, anecdotal evidence, women coming back saying it was a bad idea, women passing away, it was a bad idea, and y'all still will go down and get the worst BBLs that y'all can possibly find. Who are y'all letting cut into your body and interject this fix-a-flat into your booty? Why are y'all doing that to you? So your health value, and that's affected directly by your spiritual value because, come on, the good sense God gave you don't tell you don't do that to yourself. So your health bad. So when your spiritual value is bad and your health value is bad, you're coming into relationships and family bad. You're coming in down bad. You're coming in with a messed up mentality. You're coming in not healed. You're coming in toxic. You're coming in crazy. You're coming in with all of these different things to be dealt with, and it's horrible. It's horrible. I don't know what's going on with y'all. Y'all cannot do this. But this is the delusion of Black women. The first thing you got to do is you have to understand the truth of them two things, like I just said. But y'all are too busy being in a reality of your own construction, and you surround yourself in the echo chamber of delusion, which is what keep you in this foolishness like you are. So no matter how many times that anybody tells Black women, or no matter how many times y'all are told what family life is, what family life should be, what family life can lead to when it is positive and healthy, you always fall back into the lost value system. Falling back into the lost value system is tantamount to falling back into white survivalism and white supremacy. That system, a white supremacist system, has always been predicated upon it gains its power, it gains its strength, it gains its potency, it gains its effectiveness directly from the broken state of the Black family. As long as the Black family unit is in tatters, is in shambles, is broken, is unrecognizable, is so broken that you might not be able to put it back together again. As long as the Black family structure is devastated, that is how long white supremacy can last. Which is why they work so hard making sure that all of these cultural and environmental mechanisms are in place in order to keep the vicious cycle actually going. So as long as Black women do not see the value of family, cannot see or refuse to see the value of Black men, this will always be an issue that grows and grows and grows out of control until the community pretty much goes extinct. We're teetering on the brink anyway. A lot of people would say it is extinct, and it would be hard to battle them on that. It really would be hard to battle them on that. It's this mindset that Black women have that actually keeps the destructive cycle going. It gets worse and worse every generation. I told y'all these young Black young men and young boys and stuff. They don't want Black women at all. They don't want you at all. They're not even taking the time to figure nothing else out. They just going somewhere else. And whatever problems they have with that woman, it just be problem they have with that woman. But they don't want you. Whatever it is, they just don't want you. And it's sad. Anyway, I want to go ahead and draw everybody's attention to the fact that you can go pick up your copy of Reclaiming the Black Feminine, The Lies of Feminism and the Road to Recovery. The link to getting the physical copy of the book is in the description box. All you have to do is hit the link for crimsoncure.com. If you prefer the digital version, that is also on sale on Amazon, and that link is also in the description box. Please go ahead and jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.